Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Here we are at the end of January and I am just barely squeaking in with my last top 10 video of 2025. Here is the very beginning of 26. Today we're going to be going over the G.I. Joe Classified Series figures, my top 10 of 2025. Did yours make the cut? Find out after the break. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Over the past year, Articulated Empire has become your trusted online retailer. They carry all the latest lines like Mythic Legions, Valaverse, AWOC, Zesray Studios, and much, much more. They ship your items quickly and securely. You'll be quite happy with how Steve and his team follow through with their care and attention. Articulated Empire also offers free shipping over $75 and no tax except for Illinois residents. So head over to articulatedempire.com today and build your empire. All right, guys, you know how this goes. We've already done all of the rest. I did my big top 10 of the year with Greg and Curtis. I did a top 10 of the year with Scott on Across the Toyverse, which is our podcast. Comes out every 2 weeks, if you didn't know that. Wherever you download your podcast, wherever fine podcasts are given away for free. I've come back because a lot of people came back and said, well, where's the G.I. Joe representation? Where's the Marvel Legends? Where's the Star Wars? So we did all that. Where's the Black Series? We did all that. And now we're wrapping things up with my top 10 G.I. Joe figures of 2025. These are not all going to be ones that were found at retail. Some of these were locked behind HasLabs. Some of these are, trapped in larger packages, either with vehicles or play sets. So, we're just going to dive in. These are, these are not all ones that would have been found at retail, necessarily. We're just going to, and again, just like the other videos we've done, no particular order here. These aren't my top 10, like 10 to 1. We're not doing that. We did 10. We got 10. You decide which one's number 1, number 10, and number 1. So let's just dive right in. We're going to start things off with Wetsuit, one of my favorite Joes from when I was a kid. I absolutely love this guy. Anytime I had a reason to put a Joe underwater in a swimming pool or the bathtub, I loved it. Of all of the water characters, next to Deep Six, because he had that little gimmick where you could fill him with water and let him go up and down. Wetsuit was my next favorite water character, and I love the colors. The teal blue and that yellowy orange color looks great. Man, he comes kitted out with a bunch of stuff. Absolutely one of my top 10 releases of the year. Next up, we're going to have this really weird, I don't know why this figure hit me the way that it did, but it is the Steelcore Sentry that comes with the G.I. Joe Porta Potty, as people call it. I know this is all 100% like G.I. Joe kit bash reuse. I don't care. There's just something about the parts usage, the way he was put together, and the color palette. I absolutely love it. This guy, I'm not a big fan of the Steel Corps, or the Steel Brigade, or whatever they're called, but this guy in particular, I love. I ended up buying 2 of them just to get 2 of these figures because he's that good. So he's there's one of my top 10 figures of the year. You do have to buy the Porta Potty modular defense post to get it, but yeah, maybe you can work out something with a friend who wants the extra defense post but doesn't really care for the figure. I don't know. Work something out. Get yourself one of these. They're pretty dope. Next up on the list is going to be the Sergeant Slaughter and Mercer 2-pack. Not the 2-pack as a whole. I'm not trying to cheat that way. I am just singling out Sergeant Slaughter here. Mercer is great. Don't get me wrong. He's fantastic. I have no problem with Mercer. If I was doing a top 20, he would have made the cut. But here in particular, I'm going to single out Sergeant Slaughter in his, They just really refer to him as Sergeant Slaughter, but we know what this is. This is the Iraqi sympathizer tribute for whenever he went over and did the heel turn in the WWF, or was it the WWE at that time? I don't remember. I can't keep up when they swapped over. But this, of course, is kind of a tribute figure to that moment in wrestling where he went from the all-American good guy to the Iraqi sympathizer, and this outfit is unbelievable. And man, if you know, I know that Sarge can't be seen without that, you know, his sergeant's hat, but putting him in this red beret is just a next level. Like this is a beautiful, beautiful figure, a great release, and one that I am so sorry that I waited so long to get this 2-pack, but I finally did get him right towards the end of the year, and he's absolutely fantastic. And that's beside the fact that this thing comes kitted out with so many freaking weapons. It's a battlefield in a box. But yes, on the top 10 list, it's going to be the Sergeant Slaughter Iraqi Sympathizer. I don't know if I can really get away with this, but I'm just going to put the polar bear on there from this 2-pack. I wasn't very excited for this 2-pack when it got announced. I don't need another Snake Eyes, but the Snake Eyes is cool, you know, with the glowy radioactive hands or whatever. But this polar bear is pretty sweet. This polar bear is actually amazing. Like, I absolutely love this thing. It's huge, it's big, it's articulated, it's got some swap out parts, different head, roaring head, non-roaring head. It's got a little piece where you can pop out on the shoulder, on his left shoulder, and put arrows in there. Yeah, it's really, really, really good. So yeah, again, another 2-pack. I'm not putting both figures in there, I'm just singling out one. That polar bear is pretty rad. Next up on the list is another figure that, I mean, honestly, I really don't like it when companies start making up figures like filler figures just to pad the line. And this is definitely something that I would consider that the Ghost Viper and the Dire Beasts. A lot of people got this set to like continue filling out all of the accessories for Crystal Ball, because all of these accessories can be mixed and matched with Crystal Ball and the way that he was making people see things. But I got to tell you, this Viper decked out in this color palette with the blues and the browns and the darker brown vest and like the little hints of green, it's pretty fire. This was another set that I was like, man, am I going to need 2 of these? You know, if I could just find somebody who just wanted the green parts and the dire beasts and let them have that, and then I would just get another Viper, I probably would have. This thing is fire. Like, this is, again, this is not a set that typically tickles my fancy, but consider my fancy tickled. I'm sorry that so many of these are deluxes, but look, when Hasbro's G.I. Joe team really buckles down and puts the pedal to the metal, like, they deliver some bangers. And this big 2-pack again with Scorpion, and what is this thing called? This Scorpion 25, whatever the numbers and letters. This is a rad set. Like, Scorpion is not a character, or Desert Scorpion is not a character I necessarily needed. I don't remember having him as a kid. I remember getting him later on though, and I remember him being okay. Like, you know, he gets to be a little more fanciful in the world of G.I. Joe, less realistic, more in that fantasy kind of realm of character. But what they added to this guy and what they brought to the table with this set is incredible. First of all, let's talk about this enormous Scorpion, fully articulated beast. All of his legs and claws and tail move. It's all articulated. It can be used with like any other like fantasy lines. You want to mix it in with like your Conans or your Frazetta Girls Warriors, the Fire and Ice figures. If you wanted to mix it in with any of your Mezco Conan figures, your Super 7 Conan, if you want to mix it in with Mythic Legions, like this Scorpion can fit into so many different toy lines. It's absolutely crazy. But turning my thoughts to Scorpion himself, Desert Scorpion, he's great. He looks fantastic. He looks modern. I love the fact that we finally see his face and they give him the bearded faceplate look. That it's absolutely fantastic. Like, this was a set when I saw it announced, I was like, whatever. Like, I was like, I'm not getting it. That's cool. I'm glad they're making it. But it's not one I need. But man, I finally did pick it up, and it is incredible. And that Scorpion almost steals the show. So definitely deserves a spot on the top 10 list. Man, honestly, if I had to give a number 1 slot to any figure on this list, it would definitely be Crystal Ball here. Crystal Ball was not a character I put a lot of stock in. It wasn't a character I was super excited. It was one that I was like, man, I hope they make him one day, but you know, I can wait until they get around to like finally making him. He was never in my top of the, you know, he was never near the top of my want list. I said this in my review when I reviewed this guy. Hasbro went ham on this guy. They went so hard on this guy, way harder than they needed to. The buckles, the little rivets, and all the buttons on the coat, the way that it's tailored, the tattoos, the just everything about this guy, like they went hard. Whoever got to design this and work on it just couldn't wait to work on this guy, and it shows. The extra head, the crystal ball. I love that they give him the lenticular shield. Like, it's such a throwback. Like, there's so much to love here. If I was to give a number one slot to a retail figure you could walk into the store and buy, it would definitely be this guy. He's so good. And I couldn't find him at retail, but shout out to my good friend Monroe who picked him up, and I was able to get one from him. So thanks, buddy, for helping me get a figure that I honestly didn't really care much about, and then once I got it in hand, turned out to be one of my top 10 releases of the year. Another figure set that I put off getting for a really long time, and I don't know why I did, was the Crankcase and All Striker. The All Striker's great. I love it. I have no problems with it, but this figure is just tops. Like, there are so many looks that they built into this character, like the mask, the little bandana up, bandana down, the helmet, the little visor, like the goggles on, goggles off. He's fantastic. They took what for me as a kid was like a throwaway character, and they made him something special. I absolutely love this. I got it really late. I think I missed picking it up. Like, when it came out, I think I had other stuff that I needed to get at the time. And I was just like, I can't pick this up. It's too expensive. It's another vehicle. Where am I going to put it? Blah, blah, blah. But man, when I got it in hand, this thing is just absolute fire. Again, I'm sorry that so many of these are deluxe sets or 2-packs or come with play sets or come with vehicles, because that doesn't make it very cost effective. But top of the list is top of the list. And this was definitely, it's up there. Crankcase is amazing. Another character that I didn't really care for when it came out regular, but it was the re-release that really blew me away. And that is Covergirl on her retro card. Again, it's like a completely new and different figure almost. I mean, she looks different. The different heads make it hard for me to decide which one to put on my shelf. She just looks killer. Comes with some really great stuff. The sledgehammer, the wrench, that classic Joe blaster. Again, like, this was a figure that they did not have to go so hard on, and they did, and it shows. The head sculpt, the makeup, it all came out beautiful. It's one of the few figures that actually looks like the digital render when you actually got it in hand. I mean, I knew I had to have at least one female figure on this list. I didn't know how many was going to show up on the list, but man, she's absolutely tops. So good. Such a great release. Another character that I had as a kid but didn't necessarily need so soon in the G.I. Joe line was Budo. Again, I mean, I did have him as a kid and I did like him. I always loved ninjas or samurais or whatever. But again, they didn't have to go this hard on this character. They did not have to provide him with two complete different looks, all the different heads. Like, this could have been a regular phoned-in release, and I think it would have been good enough, but they went hard on this guy. Now, I did end up picking up two of them because once I got one in hand and I saw how awesome he was, I was like, I can't decide, like, which version to put on my shelf, and they both look great, so I ended up buying a second one. I absolutely love this guy, and I love the head sculpts. The one with the ponytail pulled back, the man bun, looks great, but the other John Wick looking head is also fantastic. Again, another deluxe figure, but when Hasbro puts their mind to it, they churn out some fantastic work. And that's really going to bring me to what arguably is my favorite figure of the year, but unfortunately for many, it is locked behind a HasLab, and that is Wild Weasel. This is one figure that I wish they would pull out of the HasLab offerings and then like re-offer to people. I really hope people get a chance to get their hands on this figure without having to buy the Rattler. Much like we're getting, like, wasn't it like the Crazy Legs wasn't that like an unlock with the Dragonfly, but now he's getting a natural, like, real color release, the gray and the red. I really hope this guy gets released on a retro card at some point for people to be able to get their hands on him, because I had this figure as a kid, but I didn't have a Rattler as a kid. I don't know if I ended up trading somebody for the figure, but I did have him as a kid. I loved him. I don't need the helmetless head because in my mind, not knowing what he looks like is half the battle, really. I love this. I love the fact that you can put the notepads on his knee or on his thighs, but you can also remove them and fill in the holes if you want to. I absolutely love that. I think that's great. I mean, this guy is tops, but unfortunately he is locked behind like a really expensive HasLab. It's pure nostalgia for me. I had this as a kid, and man, now I'm starting to think, did I really need to put that polar bear on here when I could have put the Baroness? Because the Baroness that comes with the set is so good too, but man, that polar bear is awesome. But that is going to do it for me for my top 10 figure releases of the year from G.I. Joe Classified Series. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree with any of my picks or if you disagree. What's your list? Give me your list in the comments down below. Please check out our podcast called Across the Toyverse Podcast. Comes out every 2 weeks wherever you download your podcast. And be sure to check us out on Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector, Mark, and I'll see you in the toy aisles.